This particular job is a hard cut pack. Um, Sorry about the shaky camera. My hands were a bit cold at the time. As you can see, it's quite overgrown and a lot of rambling roses up the walls. This particular garden, chap's lived there, I think he said a few months, and he was told that it's not been touched in 5 years. And he asked me if I could do a full day on it for him, just to break the back of it, so he can sort of get stuck in. And he said he didn't really know where to start. So here we go. As you can see, there's a nice big clump of bamboo there, and there's loads of shrubs that are just taken over. There's a lot of herbaceous plants in the border as well, which I was trying not to tread on too much, and bulbs everywhere. So it's pretty much the typical border you get that's just been left, but this is on a bit bigger scale, I suppose. It's actually a walled garden. The chap was telling me I think it said nearly 200 years old, the place, and this garden originally fed in the Victorian times 14 people. So what I've done is, regardless of things going to flower or not, everything's just been cut back. You ain't got no choice about it. It's basically taking the plants right back, so opens it all up. Then in the future it can be maintained properly and things trimmed and pruned properly as well. As you can see, in this part here, it's they've got climbers up the walls, and this board is probably nearly 10 foot wide, and a lot of the stuff from the wall, which meant to be trained up the wall, is actually come up to the grass now. You can't quite see it there, but the sort of on the left you can see a bit of a sort of, it looks like a shrub sticking up. That's actually a tree that's planted against that wall, and it's laying on its side, and the end, obviously it's been on its side a long time, and the end's sort of bent and come back up again. So the worst thing was the rambling roses in here. They were wrapped round everything, including me mostly. But I have to say, I had a whale of a time doing this job. I actually love doing this job. It's the sort of job you can really get stuck into. There's bits of it that frustrate you, but I can honestly say that, you know, when I did this, the day flew by. It really did. It don't look it, but it looks like the wall than a roof. But that's the neighbour's roof behind. There's a 2 foot gap between that wall and the building behind. But as you'll see in a little while, a lot of that stuff has grown over the wall and breached that gap and actually going up the neighbour's roof. So I had to sort that one out. Originally, this was just going to be one video, but I'm going to have to do it in 2 parts. So bear with me, and the next bit will be up within 24 hours. So you know, just a little bit of patience with me there. As a lot of you know who do videos, the editing and sorting them out actually eats quite a lot of time up, and you know, you're talking hours to do them. So you know, bear with me a little bit there, please. And you can see the tree trunk now where it goes across. I use mainly on this particular bit the hedge cutter and the pruner. Didn't use a lot of finesse, just get chomping in, cutting stuff out. Being careful to retain all the main stems up against that wall though. I didn't want to touch them, and try to retain in places some of the smaller growth, but that's easier said than done. So as you can see, it's a bit dense in there. This is actually a little bit of the stuff that's a bit of a tree actually that's grown over the top of the wall and actually onto the neighbour's roof. So use the old handsaw here and just a little bit more finesse. You know, when anything's near roofs and such like, you've got to be very careful. Especially like roses, any sort of climbers, because they can go under the tiles and back out and things, and you don't want to be yanking on them to find you just pulled four of the neighbour's tiles off or something like that. So that's when you've got to be a little bit more eyes open, methodical, and really just sort of take your time. At this point, sort of making quite good progress, and as you can see, that's where I managed to get to that point. I think this must have been about lunchtime-ish, I think, time I got this point. Still a lot of raking to do off the ground, lots of bits and pieces, but the main thing I wanted to get done was all the cutting, and that's where I got to go. There is a lot of roses in there. My hands are a bit like pin cushions at this point. Again, back on with the pruner. Whoever invented the multi-tool is a genius, really, because years ago it would have been a case of in there, handsaw, loppers, pushing yourself in, getting cut to bits basically. And yeah, especially the pole pruner on this was invaluable, as you can do 20 cuts with this in the time it would have took you one cut with a set of loppers, really. So basically, on sort of these particular bits, is cut a bit, get the old rake and try to drag it out, or pull them down so you can get to them. But it's amazing how many plants you find underneath all this. I found no end of sort of bush roses, and I think one point I came across a tree peony that I didn't even. I don't think the chap knew it was there until I'd cut my way through. So, and now we're up to a lovely big section of roses, rambling roses. Because it's herbaceous plants underneath and a lot of dead stuff from last year, I cut all the dead growth off the plants first, because obviously once all the bits drop down, you got to rake them out, and everything just would catch on them dead bits so he sort of paid to clear that area a little bit. But still trying to be careful where I'm putting my feet. You know, there's loads of bulbs coming through, those herbaceous plants. There's some snowdrops in there actually, you know. So I did squash a few. It's unavoidable, but sort of that's why perhaps at times I look like I'm walking funny in it. It's because I'm sort of trying to pick a spot to put my foot really. The chap was telling me actually originally this place had large greenhouses in it as well. So it must have been actually quite something in its day. Thanks for watching, and say part 2 will be coming up in the next 12-24 hours. So thank you for watching.